Okay, we're back with another episode of High Rated Edison, and today we have Wind Up 44 with 1,326 rating versus Alistair with 1,455 rating. So both players really deep into the top 100. I think Alistair might be top 10. I think Wind Up might be top 20. So really, really high rated players for this one. Last time we saw Alistair, they were playing the same deck. It looks like they're still on it. So opening hands are Brain Control, Zoroko, Yata, Compulse, and Shura. So draw trap Blackwings. We'll see how many draw traps they play. I think that'll be interesting to see. And then on this side we have Reckless, Flip Flop, Treeborn, Swap Frog, Pot of Avarice, and Reckless. So this is the Fishbowl Frog OTK deck that Alistair has kind of popularised and been a creator of. So let's see how the Master does with the deck. They've won the die roll, which is a good start. I'm going to start with Swap Frog, dump Treeborn, bounce back, sets double Reckless, and passes over. Okay, Blackwing's going to draw into Vayu now. That's not great, and the Brain Control's just kind of sat in their hand, not doing anything. I'm going to drop the Shura now. Going to get in for 18. Yeah, I wondered if Alistair might just use these and try and see a Gauze, but choosing to forego it probably in favour of getting another draw in their draw phase and then using them. So draws into Dupe now. They're going into a set Yata and Compulse. Okay, so yeah, they're going to do it now. So going to draw two, going to draw Reckless, Brain Control. They're going to do it again for Fishbowl and Moray. Okay, yeah, I mean, sounds like someone's getting OTK'd. Let's see it. So Treeborn going to come out now in standby phase. Going to Moray, put back the Treeborn and the Flip Flop. Going to draw into Dupe Frog, Moray, Moray. Going to Moray for the double Dupe. Going to draw into Fishborg and Dupe and Salvage. Going to pitch the Fishborg for the Swap Frog. Swap Frog going to dump the Substitoad. Going to bounce it back and then going to salvage for... Okay. No, they're not. So going to Brain Control the Shura now. Going to pitch the Fishborg for the Fishborg. Yeah, this is nice. Yeah, okay. Going to salvage back the Substitoad and the Fishborg. Going to normal summon out the Substitoad. Going to tribute off the Shura, dump the... Or summon the Treeborn, dump the Treeborn, summon the Dupe. Okay, bit of a ruling dispute. Okay, they're going to compulse the Substitoad. Okay, yep, fine. Bringing out the Unifrog now. And Unifrog going to get in. Yata going to go off, draw into the Icarus. Yeah, sets the other Reckless Greed and passes now. Yeah, I think if it wasn't for that compulse, it was probably... Yeah, I mean, it was probably dupe blocks they were setting up, but it looks like they have everything they need for some kind of game push. Draws into Bottomless now. Sets the Vayu, sets the Icarus. Reckless Greed going to go off and grab a Heavy and a Swap Frog. Wow, this deck is so cool. Going to bring back the Treeborn now. Going to go Heavy, that's going to result in an Icarus. Icarus is going to take out the Dupe and the Unifrog. Dupe's not going to go off because they didn't get destroyed as chaining one. Substitoad going to come in now. Going for the Death Frog. Yeah, Death Frog and Fishborg for the Goyo. Pitch the Fishborg, summon the Fishborg. Bring out the Death Frog with Substitoad. Swap Frog pitched for Fishborg. Go into another Death Frog. Moray, put back the Dupe and the Swap. Draws Trunade and Substitoad and Foolish Burial. I always forget that Moray draws 3. Pitches the Substitoad for the Fishborg. Fishborg and Death's going to make the Brio. Pitches the Trunade for the Fishborg. Going to dump that with Substitoad, summon out Swap Frog dump Substitoad. Yep, this is just enough. Wow. Seeing the Master at work, that was really cool. That's really cool. Yeah. What a way to OTK, and then just seeing that the next card would have been a Law, which may have gotten them out of this, but yeah, that was over. Okay, going into game number 2 now, so Wind Up is going to get to go first. Fun, we're seeing 808 in here, watching this one as well. 808 is one of the top players on ranked as well. So opening hands in game 2 are 1-for-1 Breaker, Brain Control, Torrential and Caius. For anyone that's not aware, Alistair does this really cool kind of conversion side where they side out a lot of their OTK stuff when they go second, and he typically sides in like up to 3 Breakers, up to 3 Caiuses, you know, like some really cool more kind of frog control stuff, but he likes to leave like the flip-flop in and try and just get like flip-flop and duplocks going. So yeah, we're about to see how the conversion side does. Torrential, Pulling, Compulse, Shura, Bora and Fossil Diner on this side. Yeah, so they've got some options. Turn 1, let's see what they go with. They're going to go with Shura, set Pulling. Okay, so picks up Pot of Avarice, just going to set the Torrential and pass. I think that's fine. The worry with Blackwings is always that, you know, you don't want to set too much into it, even as bluffs. If you're not going to do anything, just leave 1 card on the field, so at least their Icarus attack isn't going to go off, or if it is, it's going to take out some of their cards as well. It's good attacking with the Sure and pass. Draws the Treeborn. Okay. Yeah. So it's good. Breaker. Breaker does have an effect on summon. Yeah. So it is going to get Pulling the Rugged. 1-for-1 now, pitching the Treeborn, bringing out the Subsitoad. Yeah, this is nice. Can Brain Control here as well. Yeah, wow, this is really strong. So, Brain Control, going to take the Shura, going to attack with the Shura, and then Subsitoad, dump it for Treeborn, or swap, dump Treeborn, swap it out for a Subsitoad. Whatever, just frog combo. Yeah. Go through the deck, basically. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're dumping all of this, so they've got Avarice online. Gonna leave it with a dupe. Then main phase 2, yeah, they're gonna Avarice the 3 swap, the Breaker and the dupe. Okay, so what have they got left in grave? They've still got 2 Subsitoads, 2 Treeborns. Yeah. Okay. Gonna draw into Breaker, Raigeki Break. Swap out the Dupe Frog for swap. Yeah, again, more dumping. Finally ending on a dupe. Double dupe. Okay, nice, yeah. This sets them up for Avarice plays in future. They've got both Treeborns in rotation, so they're probably feeling pretty confident about that. Now they just want to, you know, draw into like the Monarchs and the stuff that's going to keep rolling advantage with the Frogs. Yeah, interesting. They didn't end on a flip-flop as well. I think flip-flop's quite good into Blackwings, but you know, Alistair is the master, so we think whatever he's doing is correct. Okay, gonna set the Fossil Diner and the Compulse. Yeah, Fossil. Oh god, gonna set it all. So gonna set the Fossil Diner, the Torrential, the Compulse, the Bottomless, and the Solemn. Yeah, the Fossil Diner is kind of huge into a double dupe board. Okay, let's see how Alistair navigates this. If they want to Caius. What they decide to do here. They're not going to get Treeborn back because they've set their TT. Breaker's going to come out now. That's going to get met with a Bottomless. Yeah, that sounds about right. Going to set the Raigeki Break and pass now. Yeah, I mean, they can't possibly know this is Fossil Diner at this point, but they do technically have everything in place to like Raigeki Break this before it flips. But yeah, no one's expecting anyone to make that read. I'm just thinking with Dandelion in hand, it looks more attractive, maybe. So Fossil Diner going to flip now. That's going to destroy the dupes. Dupe's going to go off, grab a Death Frog and a Swap Frog. Go to battle now. That's going to get in for 12. No, it's not. They are going to Raigeki Break it, pitch the Dandelion, and the response to that is going to be for Wind Up to Compulse it. Yeah, I did wonder why they didn't just summon the Bora, but actually this totally makes sense now. They were expecting, if this is Mirror Force or Torrential, whatever, they could Compulse this back and then still use their normal summon to lock them out of special summons. Okay, so tokens summoning now. Main 2. Okay, they're not gonna get the fossil diner back on field. Yeah, I think maybe they are thinking about Caius here, because they are going to get to use these tokens as tribute fodder next turn. They could solemn it, but they really don't want to do that, I'm guessing. Yeah, okay, I think this is well played by Windup. So, Deathfrog summoning out now. That's going to get me that with Torrential Tribute. Just going to pass over, draws into Colute. Okay. Yeah, so Diner coming out again now. That's going to get me out with the Torrential. That's going to get me out with a Solemn. That's going to get him for 12. Passes over now. Yeah, Solemn there is probably correct. But, like, the danger zone for... You're always in the danger zone with life, with frogs. Especially Alistair's build. But now you're kind of sat under your own Fossil Diner, and Alistair has 2 ways to break it out of 4 cards. So, yeah. Okay, sets the Mirror Force and passes over, draws the Dust Shoot. Dust Shoot's kind of nice here. Summons the Borer. Sets the, moves the Diner to defense mode. It's going to Mirror Force the Borer when it attacks. Sets the Dust Shoot. Dust Shoot is going to get to go off. And it is going to get to put back the Caius, probably. Yep. But they now have Salvage, which is kind of huge with a Swap Frog in hand still. So Salvage, going to grab 2 dupes. Is that right? Oh, I guess they've already gone through the frogs, so Substote doesn't really do anything. A dupe frog kind of just, I mean, we're seeing that it's not going to work. But it does just kind of carry. And actually, there's no way that Windup now Tribute summons the Fossil Diner for this. Just to get over the dupe. Oh, but the Black Whirlwind makes me think they would do it now, though. Okay. Okay, yeah, so Black Whirlwind. Okay, they're going to go with the Colute summon. Okay, yeah, let's see what they pick up off Black Whirlwind. Okay, they're not going to allow them to. Yeah, Raigeki Break the Whirlwind is good. I think Alistair's just putting a lot of faith in these dupe frogs lasting, through attacks. 2000 is a big booty, but it's not that big against Blackwings, which have stuff like Colute, Sirocco, Gale to, alter attack points. Picks up a Salvage now, sets the other dupe and passes over, draws another copy of Sirocco. Yeah, so I understand why Windup doesn't want to do anything, but there is also the option to just, Sirocco, Tribute over Fossil Diner, and then boost and start getting into these. But yeah, the Treeborns and allowing frogs to special summon is just not where you want to be. And I'm now realising why we took dupes. It's not only because we had all of our frogs kind of in the grave, it's also because we were still going to be under Fossil Diner. The Raigeki Break was not destined for it. Okay. Breaker coming down now. Breaker's kind of huge in this situation. I think this is why Alistair's using this card. Breaker loses to every trap in the game. It loses to, Bottomless. It loses to so many, things. You have no priority to remove the counter to destroy a back row. So it really feels like not great to summon, but if your summon is successful, hell of a card. So Breaker going to get into the Fossil Diner now. And then in main 2 they're going to flip up the dupes. I guess it just stops you attacking the Breaker. Yeah. I'm seeing the logic from Alistair, but I probably need to study the deck a bit more. Picks up the Blizzard. Blizzard is kind of good. Yeah, they've got Borer Shura in there, and they've got Colute on field. Yeah, this is kind of good. So Blizzard into the Shura, into the Brio. Brio is going to allow you to bounce one of the frogs back. And then get to combat here. So, going to go over for 13. That is going to let them pick up a Death Frog. Going over here for 400. They have cleared the board. Draws into a Caius. They are going to get to Treeborn now. So this Caius is absolutely huge. We're going to salvage instead for the 2 swaps to start. Yeah, this could be game this turn. So Caius coming down is going to banish the Kalute for the 1000 damage. Summon the Swap Frog. Normal summon the Swap Frog. Yeah, it's enough. It's enough. This is going to get over the Brio for 100, and these two are going to get in for 1000 each. It's perfect game. Wow. Okay. Yeah. 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 What a match. Okay. Yeah, not a lot to say. I think this was played really well on both sides. Anything I kind of pointed out turned out to be wrong. So really well played. I think this Frog deck is scary. If I'm honest, this Frog deck is exactly what I don't want to see. And I talked about it the last time I had Alistair replay, but I think this deck is going to get more popular, and I think it's going to become a bigger and bigger threat. I just think people don't really know how to play into it. So like last time Alistair was on the channel, they went up against Vayu, and eventually after a very close game lost that game because the Vayu deck just started really aggressive, and I managed to get through everything the way Vayu sometimes does. But this time around, obviously, yeah, the Blackwing deck was kind of trying to slow roll it a bit more, and not trying to commit too much, and I understand exactly why they played like that. But the Frog kind of damage can come just out of nowhere. This conversion side stuff Alistair does is really interesting. So taking out a lot of the OTK stuff and putting in the breakers, the Caius, probably a bigger trap lineup, is just really interesting to see. It becomes more of this Frog control deck, and you really saw how he's mastered that in this game. Using the dupes, using every resource he has to kind of just grind you out, and he doesn't make the kind of conventional decisions sometimes. So like you or I would see Raigeki break the diner and he doesn't do that because he's got this kind of stuff that means he can play under diner. He's fine. In fact, after game 1 he's fine if you want to put him under diner because he's got other options. Blackwings, very standard Blackwing things. Not a lot to write home about. The pulling the rug was interesting. I thought this was an interesting tech to see come in. Obviously it gets the breaker, it gets a couple of other things as well, and really cool to see his card back in rotation. I've got a set of ultimate rares that look really good that I haven't played in ages, so I'm hoping I get to play those again soon, just because they look so pretty. But yeah, you see it's kind of just the standard Blackwing deck. A couple of draw traps wasn't particularly effective, but you understand why Blackwings are on them. But I think the true test of any Edison deck is getting through the Blackwing matchup, and I think this OTK deck, this Fishbowl Frog deck that Alistair has kind of created, is just the easiest way to do that. It kind of shuts Blackwings off at every kind of avenue they try and pursue. And we really saw that this game. So great one to watch. Always good to see such high rated players, both of them, on the channel going at it with 2 of the best decks in the format. And learning a lot about this Frog deck each time we see it.